Hey there and happy Monday. So I had a great weekend away at the Okoboji Lutheran Bible Camp crafting retreat. It's always so fun to go there, especially in the winter. It's just so cozy, and the winter games were going on, so it was fun to see the camp staff get into that. They had a chili cook-off that they participated in. I'm still waiting to hear if they won. We also got served that as one of our meals, and I can see why it is award-winning. They have one in the past, and it was absolutely like amazing. And then they even hosted like some broom ball indoors in the gym at the facility, and had s'mores outside, and glacial golf, like a little miniature golf course set up. So it was a fun time there. And thank you so much for those that took the time to come and visit me while I was there at camp too, as well as the crafters that were there for the weekend. It was a really fun time. And so today I started the process of putting things back. I'm almost there, but not quite. Just getting all the things that I had packed for vending. And then I got so much done. So I don't know if you're like me, where it's like, okay, now you have all these things to put away in the right spots because you're done using them. I actually have a sink full of my acrylic blocks to wash those off every once in a while. I just need to get out the hand sanitizer and really get all the like adhesive and smudge marks off my blocks. And so it's kind of a good day to do that. Mondays are a very effective day for me, and they're sunshine, so that helps. But I always get a lot done on Monday. But also know, like, I shouldn't bite off more than I chew, because sometimes I start like 4 loads of laundry, get things going, and then at the end of the day I'm like, okay, I'm not the same person I was this morning. Now there's 4 loads of laundry to fold, right? I think we all can relate to that. So let me show you today's card. First off, I have a couple online hostesses that have stepped up to the plate. So maybe starting tomorrow, for sure Wednesday, I will be starting the demos for Linda Buss and her online party. And then next week I have Dawn Earlbeck. She'll be doing I'll be doing her online videos too, starting the week of February 3rd. And so interspersed, I'll be showing you other projects that I've been doing at my in-person classes today too. And since I'm kind of like in the middle of putting cardstock back and designer series paper back in storage and things like that, I want to show you something that I've recently done, a fun fold at my last stamp camp here in my home. And sometimes I think, oh, is this too simple? Even the fun fold part of it is simple, the design's simple, but people love this card. And so I'm always excited to hear like that, especially when I think, oh, maybe it wasn't like gonna be the favorite in my mind out of the 6 that I picked. And so so let me demo you this, and let me get my camera turned around. Hi there, Joy, good to see you. Missed you at the retreat this weekend, of course, but it's still good. All right, here we've got this. Let's see if I can get maybe, oops, excuse me, a little bit closer. Here, we'll see. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's the card a little bit closer. Like I said, a fun fold, fun paper, and fun stamp set. So from Celebration here, on page 9, there's the Pick a Season, and I think that's such a cute stamp set. They have really cute, bright samples using that, and they're pairing it like some of the samples here with products from the mini catalog too. So let me show you this maybe a little bit more in depth. So Pick a Season here, we've got a cute little fence. We've got like the main thing is the top of the tree. Excuse me, and you can have that be on a couple different trunks, and then, or actually like this looks pretty small to put with that, so I've paired it with this. But if you want like a smaller tree and just to add and build your own leaves off of that, you can do that. But I love these little things that you can put inside the tree. Just this weekend, I have people at the craft retreat that aren't necessarily like scrapbookers, card makers. They sew, they do other things, and a lot of times they love to come and pick through the cards that I've made to buy. And one of them said, oh, you don't have any St. Patrick's Day cards. That's what I like to send. But I'm thinking now I need to make up some cards with this. There's little shamrocks that can fit inside the tree here. There's hearts, Easter eggs, little roses, and different leaves. Like, so you can have this be one green color, that the other, like I said, fence, clouds, and little bits of grass. And then on my card here, the little sentiment hello. I just liked, like, everything was kind of teeny tiny put together, like the grass and everything, and so I wanted a little sentiment. And so the hello there comes from another celebration. This is part of that bundle of the dies and stamp set, the heart shaped. So there we got the little hello. So that's where that is coming from. So kind of all celebration products except for the papers. So when I show you this paper here, my color combination is Night of Navy, Crumb Cake, White. Kind of, I look like I'm just kind of repeating that, but then mixed in is Country Woods Designer Series paper, if you recognize that. So hi there, Shannon, good to see you. I've got two of my teammates watching together, yay. All right, so like I said, it comes together really quick. Another thing that's different about today's card is that if you are a non-tool person, which when I say that, it means that you don't own, say, like a Big Shot or a Stampin' Up's cut and emboss machine, something like that. This is a card that doesn't need any of that, and it's rare that I make a card that doesn't have or use any dimensionals. It doesn't use dimensionals either. All right, so let me go to building my card base. So it's a flat base, as you can see here. So this part's all flat. And the only like writing that's on the inside of the card is in this little spot here. But if you wanted more and just think, okay, that's not good, or some people like to turn theirs into maybe like a gift card holder or something, you could easily on the back just mat like a 4 1/4 by, 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white to do some writing on as well, and that will work. So I always like to give you that option as an idea too. Let's see. Yeah, the first thing I want to do is grab some adhesive. I was like, where's my adhesive? It's still like in my little Ross Cog carrying cart there. Okay, so my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's Night of Navy by 5 1/4 Crumb Cake. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on there, like so. Okay. All right, and then the next step down will then be 3.75 by 5 inches, and this is just basic white, and just kind of this basic white just kind of neutralizes that crumb cake into this designer series paper. This would look good on crumb cake, but it kind of has some white and brown elements and blue, so it kind of uses all these colors and puts it into there. So now this one is going to be 3 1/2 by 4.75. So that'll be kind of the end of our building up here. So let me just put this across here on so. All right, and now we have the little fun fold flip part. That's very easy too. So last week I did a card, and this fun fold was like this was just like one step down, and it coordinated with the space that was like cut smaller, but this is all the way to the top here and there. And in my other card I just put like 1-inch strips on each side, and this just kind of filled in that gap. So this is just placing, now it's done differently, you're placing this whole panel on top of the base. So this this measurement here is, let me just double check, 3 inches by 8 1/2. So you've got your full 8 1/2 piece of, you know, your cardstock. And so when you have your 8 1/2 by 11, I just take the 8 1/2, cut it off at 3 inches, and then score in the middle at 4 1/4. So we've got that there. Let me grab my bone folder, give that a good crease. And then I'm ready to put some another layer, put some more crumb cake on. So this is going to be then 2.75 by 4 inches. So that's ready to go down. So I feel like there's a lot of assembly to this card until we actually break out the stamps, but that's okay too. And I'm going to just, since I have that kind of going, I'm just going to put this right on top of my card base as well. And this I just center. Some people might need or want to get out their ruler and just, you know, measure from side to side. They like the whole exactly even look. I feel like, okay, that looks good. Close enough. I'm a close enough person. All right, so now what I'm going to do my stamping on is the front panel and then the inside panel. So those that came to Stamp Camp notice that there's 2 different sizes here. So this also is 2.75 by 4 inches for the inside. And then this is going to be 2.5 by 3.75 inches. So I have to remember all those things. And I'm going to start with the outside here. Let me grab my stamping mat, and I'm going to start by opening up my Granny Apple Green ink pad here, and then this is that full tree. I'm just going to ink that up, make sure I got it inked up well, and I'm going to put this towards the top. If you're recreating this card, I think it's important to start at the top so you know how much space you have for your other elements to put on there. And then next I'm going to grab my Pecan Pie ink pad, and then that here's the tree trunk. That's gonna get my tree trunk on there. Oh, I got a smudge at the bottom. Where did I? You know, it's funny, then I look at my fingers immediately, like, where'd that come from? And all I see is like pecan pie on my thumb, so that would have smudged there again. All right, we're starting over, because I always say for every piece of Stampin' Up! Cardstock you buy, there's 2 sides. All right, so I'm just gonna start that over. Okay, we'll see how I do. And then I'm gonna grab that tree trunk again, pecan pie. Just gonna insert that right up in there. And then I'm going to grab another ink pad. This is the Real Red ink pad, and this is going to be for the hearts. But like I said, with that stamp set, this is where you could choose to insert other images as well. But Valentine's is coming up, so I'm just going to take Real Red, put that in those little spaces here and there. I almost feel like I put the... I wonder if I did. I feel like I put the tree trunk upside down. I feel like I did. There I didn't. There I did. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm going to do? Because I don't like this, especially if I'm showing you something fun. I'm going to cut. Let me grab a piece. This is why I often don't do lives on Monday. Let's be honest, because sometimes I feel like my brain or my body has the energy to get lots done, but my brain sometimes is just like not quite ready to jump into something like this. Okay, I want to make sure I have it cut right. There we go. Okay, because my hearts didn't have the right size. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. Okay, so this has a little bit more opening for that trunk. And you know, when I stamped the trunk, I thought, gosh, that fits in there a little bit like more close than it has in the past. But I thought, maybe I'm just thinking that. Okay, green trunk. There we go. Now we're ready for hearts. Okay, so now I've got some hearts in that spot, that spot, that spot. And then you just kind of look and see where the hearts fit. Sometimes you have to pivot it just a little bit. Okay, so we've got that there. There we go. And since I have the red ink pad right there, I'm going to go right away with that tiny little hello. I'm just going to put that in the bottom corner there. And then the other thing I'm going to come back with is Granny Apple Green ink pad, and then the grass. So I just put like a little bit at the tree base and then on either side like so. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to stamp the inside. So this just says hello. It can be for anything. So because of that, I am just leaving the inside pretty much blank. But if you know me, you know I love to coordinate, you know, something from the outside of the card to make it pair with the inside. So now this is ready to go on my card front. So yeah, just a little bit of stamping. Just comes together so quick, and maybe that's what people liked about it too. It wasn't like a brain stressor or anything. It's just kind of that crafting therapy fun. Okay, and then this is ready to go on the inside like so. Okay, so we've got that, and then because there's so many different colors and things going on, I didn't want to add any embellishments, but I did want to kind of do a little something special to the front. And so I'm just going to take some linen thread here and make a tiny little bow. And for those of you that know me, know I don't make bows very often. So, so what I do, not saying it's like the best or whatever, but everybody has a way that works for them. So I kind of just do like one little rabbit ear, leave some space, do a second little rabbit ear. My stamping friend Joyce taught me this, and it has worked the best. And then kind of just pull that through like so. And sometimes like I have to hold my breath for that because I've got big fingers and it doesn't always go through exactly the way I want it to, and I might have to start over. And because I had to start my card over 3 times, I'm glad I didn't have to do this 3 times as well. So let me just take and trim off, kind of evening that out. And then I'm just going to put that on top of a mini glue dot here. And because a glue dot's kind of big compared to the tiny little knot, just kind of give it a pinch with my fingers. And I'm just going to put that on my tree trunk, kind of in the middle there. And then when I give that a good press, it kind of spreads out, and the bow kind of just stays in that bow position. It doesn't want to move, which I think is always important, because sometimes when I used to make bows the way that I used to, my loops would always kind of want to turn out upside down or want to frown and try to maneuver themselves upside down or something. It was just like really excruciating for me. So this is the better way, at least for me, to tie my bows. And then we've just got a little bit of an embellishment to it without being like rhinestones or bling or anything like that too, to take away from the stamping, because I think the stamping is really cute and I like the simplicity of it. So there you have it. That's some inspiration for your Monday. And like I said, even if you don't have the stamp set, it's free with a $60 order from Celebration that goes through the end of February. You can use like these measurements, different papers, do something else fun and creative that way too. So it's always my goal to kind of give you some inspiration that way. And I think sometimes you guys have caught on to that. I have a class coming up. Let me get my camera turned around. I have a class coming up next week, Monday, in Adelia. Thank you for extra people signing up, because now I can hold the class. I was a little worried because the numbers weren't quite there the way I wanted to, but yet we're a week out today, and now there are enough people. I still will have spots if more of you want to sign up, and that's just totally fine. But sometimes what you see is you'll see this layout, and those of you that were at my recent stamp camp will go, oh yeah, I made that card. But those of you upcoming might go, oh gosh, this is kind of that same layout. So a lot of times I take that same idea when I know people have liked the fun fold, and even I will take the same layout, different papers, different stamps or something, and then recreate that for the next group of stampers. I try and make all of my stamp camp in-person events different, so that if you go, you know what, I like that. A couple weeks ago, it was a fun experience. I want to go to our next in-person event. All the cards will be different. So some people went, I didn't know that. So yes, every time you go to an in-person event of mine, I really try my best to make sure that all 6 projects are completely different than the ones before. So I do watch sometimes, like if I see sign-ups that are completely different, then I might go, you know what, I do have enough supplies. I might, just repeat that because it was a favorite or something too. So I kind of play around with that. But for the most part, people know that they can get some different things. And I like it for 2 reasons. So people can go to different events, and also it just helps me have more content on hand to do fun videos for inspiration for you guys as well. And then in closing, thank you so much. Over the weekend, I celebrated a huge milestone. I hit $900,000 in sales. So I'm officially just over the hump, barely, of my March to $1 million, and it might take forever. I might not make it, but it's just exciting because I never in my wildest dreams, like sitting as a newer demonstrator, seeing those people reach different career milestones and attain different awards and achievements. I always thought, wow, that is so amazing, those people, never thinking it would be me. So it's pretty fun. And so just wanted to share that with you because all of you have a part in that. I don't do it by myself, and I know that as well. So take care. My goal is to be with you every day this week if possible. So hopefully I'll have some new content for you tomorrow, and hopefully even starting that new demo for my hostess, Linda Boss, tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.